Coming soon to own on
YouTube and Twitch.
Gonna be a rough one. Gotta get through it. Got to get. Today we're reacting to why Omni-Man versus Batman not close. Now I'm going to go ahead and state this now. Most likely, as a Batman Glazer, as a Batman one like rider, Dick Rider, Batman's not winning. If it's off first encounters, Batman's not winning. Omni-Man will go straight through his body and kill him if it's all first encounters. But I do believe that Batman had all the knowledge about Viltrumites. He would stand a chance. His prep time. I know people hate talk about prep time, but his prep time against the Viltrumites would have been crazy. But if it's off the first meetup, he's immediately dead with no fight. Because Viltrumites kill, they don't procrastinate. Well, Omni-Man doesn't procrastinate, he just kills.
Everyone thinks Batman vs. Omni-Man would be a crazy battle, but it's not even close, and I'll be breaking down every brutal reason why. Starting with where they come from, because origins shape everything. Batman is Bruce Wayne, an average human who watched his parents get murdered when he was 8 years old and decided to become a vigilante. He's got no superpowers, just really good training, tons of money, and some serious psychological issues that drive him to fight crime every single night. He trained with the League of Assassins, mastered multiple martial arts, and uses cutting-edge technology to level the playing field against superhuman threats. His whole thing is being the peak of human potential, the smartest, most prepared, most paranoid, and most resourceful person in any room. He's not just a product of trauma, but he's the ultimate embodiment of human determination. His connection to humanity is what defines him. He chooses to protect, to guide, to lead by example. Omni-Man is Nolan Grayson, a member of the Viltrumite race who are basically space Spartans that conquered their own planet and now conquer others for fun. The Viltrumites aren't just powerful aliens, they're a species that literally bred out weakness through centuries of civil war and conquest. Only the strongest survived, and those survivors became the most ruthless empire in their galaxy. Nolan was sent to Earth not as a refugee or protector, but as an advanced scout for an eventual takeover.
You don't look like you're from around here.
I'm from the planet Viltrum. My government sent me here to help protect.
They did they?
While he genuinely developed some attachment to Earth and his family, his true mission was always to prepare Earth for Viltrumite rule. This hidden agenda leads to a dramatic and violent revelation, particularly when he slaughters the Guardians of the Globe in one brutal night. That ideological contrast is the core difference. Batman is a protector of Gotham in every aspect. He's meant to embody ideals of hope, peace, and justice, while Omni-Man represents conquest and the expansion of an empire, hiding his dark secret until the right moment. But this isn't their only big difference. Batman can bench press around 1,000 pounds on a good day, which is impressive for a human, but laughable compared to what we're about to discuss. He's mastered 127 different martial arts according to some sources, though that number varies depending on the writer. His reaction time is supposedly faster than humanly possible. He can dodge bullets after they've been fired and keep up with speedsters for short periods, though this usually requires specific circumstances or equipment. His suit is where things get interesting. The standard Batsuit can tank bullets, small explosions, and extreme temperatures. The more advanced versions can
crazy. He done took a bullet to the back of the head, turned around,
withstand hits from Superman level opponents, though usually not for long. He's got electromagnetic pulse devices, explosive batarangs, smoke grenades, grappling hooks, and enough gadgets to make James Bond jealous. These aren't just flukes of peak human training either. No, Batman is able to keep these feats going consistently, like when he's fought for hours without rest, coordinating complex team operations while maintaining peak physical performance. Most impressively is the time he survived Darkseid's Omega beams and was thrown through time, showing that his willpower isn't just limited to street level crime fighting. Omni-Man's feats of strength are far more quantifiable, contained within a level of cosmic realism. He took on the Guardians of the Globe, brutally killing what equates to Earth's premier superhero team all on his own.
Now, probably gonna be something you always heard about, the most readable on tape, but you gotta state the obvious. He never would have stopped going on the defensive. They would have had a better chance to defeat Omni-Man. I know everybody talks about it. I know it's commonly talked about then, but it's true. If he would have stopped trying to go on the offensive, they would have had a better chance at winning. It probably would have won because they did almost knock him out or kill him.
While fighting with Mark, he smashes him through a skyscraper, a mountain, and across a multi-mile distance. The destruction caused by their fight levels entire blocks of a city, killing thousands within seconds. Also, he has killed other Viltrumites, all superhuman level threats, battling several on Thraxa and 2 more on the prison ship. His greatest singular feat of strength comes from the comics. During the Viltrumite War arc, Omni-Man, Mark, and
Spoilers, I'm not tapped in.
destroy a planet completely. But their strength would be nothing without their speed. In battle, Batman is able to analyze situations, make decisions, and respond in the span of microseconds or less. Starting low on the list of feats, he once caught a bullet after it had been fired, saving the person it was flying towards. Ramping up quickly, he reacted to dozens of high-speed satellite weapons falling towards Earth, disabling them almost simultaneously across continents, covering continents in seconds. He can move through space at frankly impressive speeds too, going from Earth to other planets in his advanced vehicles in what appears to be minutes, responding to Justice League distress signals. But in other instances, he's kept up with speedsters like Flash for short periods during team operations. He has also worked alongside the Flash himself on more than a few occasions, sometimes as tactical support, sometimes under duress. Sometimes they coordinate perfectly, other times Flash has to slow down for Batman. Keeping up with the fastest man alive is no laughing matter, even with technological assistance. Omni-Man's feats are once again on a much larger scale, devastatingly impressive. He is able to catch Red Rush's fist, Red Rush being a speedster capable of punching hundreds of.
To be fair, Red Rush is a very slow speed. And to be fair again, if he would have caught the Flash fist just like that, Flash would have technically phased through his fucking hand. He would have started and just whoop. I'm just saying. Red Rush is a typically slow speedster. I'm just keeping the buck.
Times per second. Despite this, Omni-Man catches him, immobilizes him, and crushes his skull. While fighting Mark, he notices fighter jets entering the area. He disappears from view and reaches them in an instant, destroying one mid-air, suggesting faster than light movement.
Now!
His greatest feat of speed would be when he invades the Flaxen Dimension and slaughters their entire army, destroying cities and killing their leadership within seconds. He is seen as nothing but a blur, followed by wakes of destruction and death. Omni-Man can travel at faster than light speeds. He's fast enough to fly through continents in minutes and kill thousands in a blink. He's faster than light, consistently. In terms of reaction speed, Omni-Man is in the league of his own. If you think their speeds are impressive, just wait until you hear how durable they are. Batman's durability is impressive for a human, but let's try to start on the more realistic end. Batman is able to trade blows with enhanced humans and survive falls that could kill normal people. Each fight creates stress across his body, and he regularly operates for hours without rest during major crisis. He took a full blast from various energy weapons and supernatural threats, which typically would kill ordinary humans instantly. Batman resists them through his advanced armor and incredible willpower. If that's not enough, he survived being thrown through time by Darkseid's Omega beams, enduring forces that operate beyond normal physics. The Omega beams typically erase people from existence or trap them in alternate timelines, and Batman's survival required extraordinary circumstances and help from cosmic entities. Omni-Man's feats are once again on a much more definable scale. He survived a train collision without slowing down, dragging Mark through a speeding passenger train, letting it slam into him repeatedly as bodies explode around them. Hundreds of tons of steel moving at high speed shred on impact, and Omni-Man doesn't even flinch. Not a single scratch on him.
But he was using his son as a human shield.
He casually resists bullets, missiles, and even massive energy weapons from advanced alien civilizations. But most impressively is when he survived flying through planet Viltrum's core, withstanding immense heat and gravitation.
Spoilers.
Omni-man is terrifying by divine ones. In power scaling, Omni-man exists in a tier above. His greatest enemies are galactic empires, dimension-spanning civilizations, and cosmic-level threats. Batman fights criminals, enhanced humans, and occasional cosmic threats with team support. The gap between them grows by the second. Okay,
Absolutely.
I know what you're thinking right now, but Batman still has potential. One thing is more important than you realize, and it's the mind. Batman is often underestimated here, but he's not just a peak human. He's a trained journalist, an investigator, a scientist, and in many stories, a tactical genius. He's battled for decades across different timelines, trained with the League of Assassins, Wonder Woman, and various masters. He solves interdimensional puzzles, speaks multiple languages on Earth and beyond, and adapts to new threats with incredible speed. He's fought alongside the Justice League, coordinated global operations, and even planned contingencies for cosmic threats. He understands how to lead, how to coordinate, and how to manipulate battlefields. His contingency plans for the Justice League are legendary. He's developed ways to neutralize every member, including Superman. These plans work because he knows these heroes personally, understands their psychological weaknesses, and can exploit their moral codes. Omni-Man is a warrior, trained in combat for centuries. He knows how to fight. He's experienced in Viltrumite battle tactics and galactic conquest. But strategy isn't his strength. Overwhelming force is. His problem solving often boils down to punching harder or intimidating enemies. His intelligence is focused on warfare and conquest, not the complex detective work and psychological manipulation that Batman excels at. So who wins in a chess match? Batman, every time. But here's the fatal flaw. Batman's intelligence only matters if he can survive long enough to use it. The common argument. Batman with prep time can beat anyone. He's defeated Superman, planned for Darkseid, and survived cosmic threats. True, but let's be clear.
Omni-Man's not going to give him prep time. The person Omni-Man grew up as, he's going to try to insta kill Batman. Unless Batman was, I'm saying it again, unless Batman was laid out with all the information about him, all his weaknesses to all his mental problems, Batman is screwed. He's screwed. There's nothing he can do.
Batman's victories against cosmic level opponents come with massive asterisks. When he quote unquote beats Superman, it's usually because Superman is holding back. There's kryptonite involved, or there are specific circumstances that favor Batman. His contingency plans work because he knows these heroes personally and can exploit their psychological weaknesses or moral codes. Against a ruthless alien conqueror who doesn't care about collateral damage and has no exploitable psychology, that's a completely different story. Batman's prep time advantage assumes he has time to study his opponent, understand their weaknesses, and develop countermeasures. But what happens when your opponent can cross continents in seconds and doesn't give you the luxury of preparation time? We've seen Batman face cosmic threats, and he survives because of team support, specific circumstances, or opponents holding back. Just ask anyone who's tried to fight him when he has kryptonite. Ask the Justice League when he exploited their moral codes. Ask Darkseid when Batman had cosmic level help. But Omni-Man doesn't hold back. Omni-Man doesn't have convenient weaknesses like kryptonite. Omni-Man doesn't.
He doesn't, but he has easier weakness. He has a weakness to sound. Because remember, the sound disrupts their cerebral cortex.
Have exploitable moral codes, and Omni-Man doesn't give opponents the luxury of preparation time. He wins because he fights with overwhelming force, precision, and a complete lack of moral restraint. He wins because his values elevate him beyond human limitation through sheer power. Superman can move planets, and Batman has defeated him, so Batman should be able to handle Omni-Man, right? This is the most common argument, and it's completely wrong for several reasons. First, let's examine those Batman versus Superman fights. In The Dark Knight Returns, Batman uses a kryptonite-powered suit and still nearly dies, only winning because Superman was holding back and Clark allowed himself to be defeated to make a point about government overreach. In Batman Hush, Batman uses a kryptonite ring and still gets dominated until Superman breaks free of Poison Ivy's control and stops fighting. In Injustice, Batman only survives because he has help from other heroes and Superman is either holding back or distracted by other threats. The pattern is clear. Batman never actually defeats a fully committed Superman in a fair fight. But here's the kicker. Omni-Man is arguably more powerful than Superman in several key areas.
Whoa. Don't do that. Hold on. I don't even like Superman like that, but don't do that. Maybe in his fact that he don't hold back, but he ain't stronger than him.
Definitely more ruthless. Superman consistently holds back against Batman because he doesn't want to kill his friend. Superman fights to protect people, which limits his options and creates exploitable weaknesses. Omni-Man fights to win, period. Let's look at specific feats. Superman's best speed feats puts him at faster than light, but he's often shown being tracked by human eyes or reacting to relatively slow threats. Omni-Man's speed feats are more consistent. He's always portrayed as
Oh, hold on. Huh. You will go and get the comments for Omni-Man. You gotta go in the comments for Super. When he's sun charged, he can reset the planet. Alright, don't forget that.
moving faster than human perception can follow. Superman's strength feats are impressive, but often inconsistent due to different writers. Omni-Man's strength feats are more grounded, but consistently planetary level. The durability comparison is even more telling. Superman has been hurt by conventional weapons when weakened, knocked out by sufficient force, and has clear limitations. Omni-Man's durability is portrayed as nearly absolute. He's never shown being significantly damaged by anything short of other Viltrumites or planet-level forces.
So we're gonna forget season 1 when he was almost beaten to death. Literally in the first episode, he was almost beaten to death. You literally showed it in the clip. He had a black eye cut over his nose. His mouth was leaking. His forehead was leaking. And you talking about he only got beat up by Viltrumites? What? He literally got beat up by the humans, or by superhumans.
But the real difference is psychological. Superman was raised by loving parents who taught him to value life and use his powers responsibly. This creates exploitable weaknesses, threaten innocent people, exploit his moral code, or attack his emotional connections. Omni-Man was raised in a warrior culture where strength is the only virtue. He doesn't have exploitable emotional weaknesses because he's been trained to suppress them. Batman represents human determination. He is restrained, moral, and peak human potential guided by trauma and compassion. Omni-Man represents authoritarianism. He's what happens when power has no limits and no empathy. Their stories aren't just about strength, they're metaphors. Batman chooses to protect humanity despite being just human. Omni-Man pretends to protect humanity while seeing us as ants to be ruled. Batman uplifts humanity through inspiration, Omni-Man enslaves it through force. In any narrative, Batman represents the ideal that humans can overcome any obstacle through determination and intelligence. Omni-Man represents the cautionary tale that power without restraint becomes tyranny. Their arcs aren't aligned, their values aren't compatible. This isn't a rivalry, it's a fundamental mismatch. Batman is the answer to the question, what if a human refused to give up? Omni-Man is the warning, what if gods had no mercy? Batman's technology is impressive by Earth standards, but it's essentially Stone Age equipment compared to what Omni-Man has faced and conquered throughout the galaxy. Batman's most advanced technology includes suits that can withstand Superman-level attacks when Superman is holding back, vehicles capable of space travel, and weapons that can affect magical or energy-based opponents. His computers can process vast amounts of information, hack most Earth-based systems, and coordinate complex operations. This technology is cutting edge by human standards and gives him significant advantages against most opponents. But Omni-Man has conquered civilizations that were technologically superior to Earth. The Flaxen Dimension had advanced technology that allowed them to invade other dimensions, manipulate time, and field armies of enhanced warriors. Omni-Man destroyed their entire civilization single-handedly. Other planets conquered by the Viltrumite Empire had technologies that Earth hasn't even dreamed of, and none of it mattered against Viltrumite strength. The technology gap isn't just about having better gadgets, it's about the fundamental limitations of Earth-based technology when facing cosmic-level threats. Batman's best armor might protect him from bullets, explosions, and even energy weapons, but it can't protect him from forces that can destroy planets. His fastest vehicles might keep up with jets or even some speedsters, but they can't match light speed travel. His most powerful weapons might affect magical or energy-based opponents, but they're not designed to hurt beings who can survive planetary explosions. Even if Batman had access to alien technology, it wouldn't matter. Omni-Man has phased and conquered civilizations with superior technology. Technology alone isn't enough to bridge the gap between human limitations and cosmic level power. The Viltrumites conquered the galaxy not through superior technology, but through superior biology and ruthless efficiency. To really understand how outclassed Batman is, let's compare Batman's most impressive accomplishments to what Omni-Man considers a normal day, because the contrast is absolutely staggering. Batman's greatest feat is probably surviving Darkseid's Omega beams and being thrown through time. This is legitimately impressive. The Omega beams are reality warping weapons that can erase people from existence or trap them in alternate dimensions. Batman survived through sheer willpower and intelligence, finding a way back into his own timeline. This is the kind of feat that puts Batman in the cosmic tier, right? Wrong. Let's look at what this actually required. First, Batman had help from other heroes and cosmic entities throughout his journey through time. Second, the Omega beams didn't hit him with full force. Darkseid was toying with him. Third, Batman's survival was more about enjoying the experience than actively fighting back. He was essentially a passenger on a cosmic roller coaster, not the driver. Compare this to Omni-Man's casual Tuesday. He wakes up, decides an entire alien civilization is annoying him, flies to their dimension, and commits genocide before lunch. The Flaxen invasion wasn't some cosmic level threat that required all of Earth's heroes working together. It was a minor inconvenience that Omni-Man solved by himself in what appear to be minutes. Batman's second greatest feat is probably his contingency plans for the Justice League. The Tower of Babel storyline shows Batman has developed ways to neutralize every member of the Justice League, including Superman. These plans work because Batman knows these heroes personally and can exploit their psychological weaknesses and moral limitations. It's impressive strategic thinking. But here's the thing, those plans rely entirely on the hero's unwillingness to kill Batman. Superman doesn't heat vision Batman's head off because Clark Kent is a good person who values life. Wonder Woman doesn't snap Batman's neck because she respects him as an ally. The Flash doesn't vibrate Batman's molecules apart because Barry Allen has moral constraints. Omni-Man has no such limitations. His contingency plan for annoying opponent is hit them really hard until they stop moving. When the Guardians of the Globe became inconvenient, he didn't develop elaborate schemes to neutralize them, he just killed them all in one night. When entire civilizations opposed Viltrumite rule, he didn't negotiate or find clever solutions, he conquered them through overwhelming force. The pattern becomes clear when you analyze these feats objectively. Batman's great
All I'm gonna say is, it has yet to mention that Viltrumites also have weaknesses. There's alien technology that can one-shot Viltrumites. Well, not one-shot all of them, but there's Viltrumite technology that can kill Viltrumites. There's species that can kill Viltrumites. You know, I'm not saying like with prep time, Batman's automatically gonna win, but if you lay out all the facts on the table, they have a weakness to sound, a high frequency sound. It messes up their cerebral cortex. It makes them off balance. So he can abuse that. He can find the space rider. This is just hypothetical. He can find the space rider, and yet if he can attain the space gun, he literally shoot. He can switch down Omni-Man, and he can go to that planet with I forgot what they were called, but like look, dinosaur things. They can rip them. He could go get a bunch of them, and they'll rip them apart. I'm telling you.
greatest accomplishments require everything to go perfectly. The right circumstances, the right preparation, the right allies, and opponents who are holding back or have exploitable weaknesses. Remove any of these factors and Batman fails. Omni-Man's greatest accomplishments are just him doing what Viltrumites do. He's not overcoming impossible odds or finding clever solutions to overwhelming problems. He's just applying overwhelming force to solve problems. The ease with which he accomplishes cosmic level feats is what makes him so terrifying. This is where the Batman with prep time meme falls apart. Prep time only works when you're facing opponents who fight fair, have exploitable weaknesses, or operate.
But he's not talking about Omni-Man weakness. Omni-Man has weaknesses
within certain moral constraints. Omni-Man doesn't fight fair. He fights to win. He doesn't have convenient weaknesses like kryptonite or psychological hang-ups, and he certainly doesn't operate within moral constraints. All this leaves us with the question, who would walk away from a fight? Well, I think no matter what version, what universe, or what fight, Omni-Man would walk away every time. This isn't even a fight. It's an execution. Batman's entire fighting style relies on preparation, strategy, and exploiting weaknesses. Omni-Man doesn't have exploitable weaknesses that Batman could
Yes, he does. Oh my god.
realistically target, and there's no amount of prep time that bridges the gap between really good human with gadgets, and planet-busting alien warrior. The speed difference alone makes this impossible. Batman's combat speed is impressive for a human, but he's still operating within human limitations. Omni-Man moves at speeds that would kill Batman from the air pressure alone. Even if Batman could somehow track Omni-Man's movements, his body couldn't react fast enough to matter. But even if we slowed Omni-Man down to Batman's level, the strength and durability gaps are still insurmountable. Batman's strongest punches might crack concrete. Omni-Man's casual swipes can level buildings. Batman's best armor might stop bullets and small explosions. Omni-Man punches with the force of nuclear weapons. The environmental factors make it even worse. If they fight in a city, Omni-Man doesn't care about collateral damage. He'll use buildings as weapons, create shockwaves that level city blocks, and turn the entire area into a disaster zone. Batman has to worry about protecting civilians while fighting for his life. Omni-Man just has to win. Even Batman's greatest advantage, his intellect, becomes irrelevant when the power gap is this large. You can't think your way out of being hit by a planet-busting punch moving at light speed. Intelligence is Batman's superpower, but intelligence has limitations when facing overwhelming physical force. Now, let's say they actually do fight. Full power, neutral setting, no help, no kryptonite, no team support. Just human determination versus alien supremacy. The fight begins. Omni-Man moves faster than Batman can perceive, crossing the distance between them in a fraction of a second. Batman's enhanced reflexes in combat training are impressive by human standards, but they're useless against someone moving at light speed. Omni-Man's first punch connects before Batman can even register that the fight has started. The force of that punch is equivalent to a nuclear explosion concentrated into a fist-sized area. Batman's armor, no matter how advanced, can't withstand that kind of force. Even if Batman somehow survives the first hit through incredible luck or advanced technology, Omni-Man follows up immediately with another punch, then another, each one delivered faster than Batman can react. Maybe Batman tries to use his greatest weapon, his intelligence. He analyzes the situation, looking for weaknesses to exploit. But what weakness does Omni-Man have that Batman could realistically target with Earth-based technology?
Sound. He literally has a weakness to sound. But I'm not. Oh.
Omni-Man doesn't have kryptonite. He doesn't have psychological hangups that can.
He has a easier weakness to target. Sound is easier. High frequency sound is easier to target than kryptonite.
Be exploited. He doesn't hold back due to moral constraints. Maybe Batman tries his psychological warfare using fear and intimidation, but Omni-Man has conquered entire civilizations and killed gods. A human in a bat costume using fear tactics isn't going to intimidate someone who has literally destroyed planets and committed genocide without losing sleep. Even if Batman had unlimited prep time and resources, what could he realistically do? Build a suit that can withstand planet level forces? The technology doesn't exist. Develop a weapon that can hurt a Viltrumite? With that, find a weakness to exploit? Viltrumites don't have convenient weaknesses like
yes, they do.
kryptonite. When Batman knows the world is at risk, when innocent lives hang in the balance, Bruce Wayne acts with human determination and incredible intelligence. No cosmic tools, no Justice League backup, just Batman. But against someone who operates on a cosmic scale, human determination isn't enough. If you enjoy this analysis and want to find
I don't know what's up with the Omni-Man Glaze, but I feel like it's a good video, but he didn't really go in depth on the Viltrumites' weakness, because they do have a weakness to high frequency sounds. Literally shows it in season 3 when Mark versus Cecil. The sound knocks out his cerebral cortex. He literally has an entire episode twice in the same season. Twice they hit him with the sound. I know that's not gonna it's not gonna change much, but you acting like you acting like he's better than Superman. Well, as a matter of fact, he said he was better than Superman. He said he was stronger than Superman in 7 categories. I was like, what? In several categories. The Omni-Man Glaze got to be stopped. It has to be stopped. Batman's not winning, hands down. Our first meetup, he's dead. But I feel like, personally, if you were to tell him all the facts about Omni-Man, all the weaknesses, all whatever, I feel like he could prepare and hold his own. But anyways, that was why Omni-Man versus Batman is not close. Thank you for watching all the way. If you watched all the way, see y'all boys later, dude.
You don't own my soul. Get your hands off of me. Wanna rest my bones when I am free. You can't control my heart. Bones when rest my